Hey kiddos, Handsome Jack here. You're listening to Start Replay.
Mushy Snuggle Bites is my main squeeze.
I thought I would take some time away from battling Dr. Nefarious and introduce a brand new Start Replay podcast.
Presumably because you have half a brain in your head. Okay, kisses.
Hello, everybody,
everyone,
and welcome
to
the Start Replay podcast.
To the Start Replay music channel. I'm Josh. It's episode 29. It's happening quite quickly, as opposed to our last few, which have taken months or weeks to produce.
Yep, a bit more on schedule this time.
That's Tom speaking. That's Richard speaking.
Yep, hello, it's me, Tom.
Hello. And it's a Civil War spoilercast, so if you are listening to this and you haven't seen Civil War, then don't listen to it. Unless you like spoilers, in that case, listen to it. If you're in the US, you've probably got 3 more days, according to my watch, because it says it's the 3rd of May today. Mm-hmm. And this podcast will probably be out either today or tomorrow on the 4th.
Yep.
And so, you are in spoiler territory now, okay?
You have been warned.
You have been warned. This is your last chance. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I can't believe that no one died in Civil War. I wanted someone to die.
There we go. Jumping in at the deep end there.
I wanted someone to die. I wanted Rhodey to die. Rhodey should have died. They should have just
Captain
done that.
America should have died.
Somebody died. All those Wakandan aid workers at the beginning.
That's true.
They died.
Yeah,
Lots
they died.
of civilians
No
died.
main characters where they should have killed off someone. I would have been happy to see Rhodey go. I didn't like him in this film. He was too much of a kiss ass with the whole we should sign the treaty and fix it. Like, Sam, you can't say this. We sign it. I know, right?
Sounds just like him.
Yeah. Sounds just like Rhodey.
But then they could never have had the Tony Stank joke.
Tony Stank. Yeah,
we got a package here for Tony Stank.
Yep, this is Stank. This is him.
Table for Mr. Stank next to the toilet.
Table
please.
for 1 for Stank. Yeah, it's next to the toilet. I agree. They should have had a death.
What do you want, Richard?
Says my voice coming up on it. It doesn't sound like it is.
That's because I've really lowered your microphone. So just speak
we can hear you
loudly and clearly. It's going to be fine.
Yep, we can hear you just great.
Yeah,
it's really nice.
So just stay close to it. As you were saying, I think Rhodey should have died.
Yep, they should have, or even just a death.
Made a bit more of an impact.
Like, I believe Captain America kind of should have died.
Well, technically, Captain America did, but Steve Rogers lived on.
Yeah, because he let go his shield at the end, didn't he? Dropped his shield. Iron Man was all, oh, it's my dad's. He was like, all right, you can have it.
Oh, it's my dad's. All right. Here.
That's how
Scratched now anyway by Black Panther. He scratched it, so it's worthless.
I thought towards the end, when he shoved a shield into Iron Man's chest, I thought he was going to start dying, Iron Man was, and they'd have to rush him off to a hospital.
No, because he got rid of that, didn't he? He fixed himself. No more arc reactor.
Yeah. It's pretty big.
I did actually like Iron Man's new suit in this one. It's very sculpted.
What was new about it?
Looked the same as all the others to me.
It's different. And the arc reactor where it was placed was different. So, usually it used to be a circle, and then he changed it to triangle.
Yeah.
Now we had almost like a square bit,
and
then the circle in there. So I think the square bit's kind of overlapping it looked quite nice. And the legs as well were a bit different. And the abdominal area, little things, looked quite nice.
I would like to see the Iron Man in the films, because they had it in the comics once. He'd injected himself with something, and basically it meant that his Iron Man suit was hidden in the hollow of his bones, so he could just press a button and his suit would come out of his skin.
Weird.
Cool.
Form around him.
Yeah, well, there's the
maybe
mark.
Nanotech or something. That
No,
work.
there's the
I'm just going to move this a little bit closer
suit.
to you, Richard. Carry on, Tom.
There you go.
There you go.
His final suit from the comics is like a smart metal that molds to the shape of him, and it's controlled by his mind. So he can be in New York, and the suit could be in London, and he could think the suit to come over, and it would fly over by itself. There's smart metal. It's almost like a fluid.
Well, it's like in Iron Man 3 when he is somewhere else and his suit's over somewhere else.
Yeah, but this is a whole nother level. So it's not done by Jarvis because it's all done by his mind. So then he can. So instead of it being a whole suit, it's like a liquid. It means like a ball of liquid that then molds over to him and forms the Iron Man suit. I'd love to see that in the films. That'd be cool.
I liked his nifty little Iron Man glove.
Yeah, that was quite cool.
Yeah, it's quite cool. And his glasses when he got shot.
I don't know what this is stroking the side of my face. Yeah.
Before we go into random detail across various points of the film, let's start at the end and move our way backwards. Tom, your first impressions of Civil War?
Awesome. I really, really enjoyed it. Obviously, Josh and I saw it at midnight, and then later on that same evening, about 7 o'clock. So twice in a day. Both very enjoyable. Also, I picked up on a few more things the second time around that I didn't quite notice, but still enjoyed it. You know, it had a right amount of humour, not too much that some of the other films have had. It was the right amount and the right amount of seriousness, and a good amount of the fighting, good fight scenes, a good plot line. You know, for people that don't know comics and stuff like that, it's a good plot line, easy to follow. Yeah, good, really good. And I like the introduction of the 2 new characters as well.
Good.
Tom signing off. Is that? Do I say that now?
Richard, first impression.
I was just waiting for Spider-Man to come in.
Yeah.
But no, I liked it. I was interested to see how different it was from the Civil War comics, and of course it was very different because they don't have enough superheroes in the cinematic universe for it to be similar to the comics. So they changed it up quite a bit.
How many heroes do they have in the comics?
Hundreds.
Over 9.
In the comics, you've got like I think it's Hank Pym. It might be somebody else. Another really tall guy getting killed by a robot Ford that Iron Man creates. Punisher's in there, like killing Green Goblin, Hobgoblin, and loads of other people. It's just crazy. Loads of stuff goes down.
Well, I think that's what's going to be interesting about Infinity War Part 1 and 2. There are going to be tons of, like, far more than there ever were in Civil War.
Yeah, but do we know of any? Have any people been...
Well, like
eyed
the
up for
Guardians of
that?
the Galaxy people.
Can have Captain Marvel as well. Probably.
Possibly being introduced,
Doctor
Captain
Strange.
Marvel.
Oh, Doctor Strange, yeah.
Is it? There's so many people. Possibly Daredevil guys.
It'd be good
I'm
to
not
get
sure.
the Defenders in, yeah. I
That'd
don't
be
know how
weird.
they'd merge though, 'cause that's quite dark compared to the rest of Marvel.
It is very dark.
Yeah, it will be interesting when they finally make the transition of bringing people in from the TV shows to that. And I haven't watched Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. I've only seen like half the first season. I'm not a big fan. I prefer
Agent
Daredevil, Jessica Jones, and the Netflix's series of Marvel TV series are far stronger and of a higher pedigree versus.
I really like Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. though.
Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
And I'm annoyed that because in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. basically it follows Phil Coulson and he's not dead.
Yeah.
So
I think it'd be quite cool if he came
I'm
back.
quite
in the
annoyed that
films.
the Avengers don't know he's alive.
Yeah.
Because I've
But
at the
Lady
end
Sif
of
does.
yeah, at the end of Age of Ultron, when the helicarrier came up, I was thinking it's Coulson. No, it's just Nick Fury.
Yeah, but that to me was quite hazy because in between Winter Soldier and the Avengers 2, at the end of Winter Soldier, Samuel Jackson's character Nick Fury just puts his eye patch down and burns it and sort of walks away.
It's kind of like the end of an era for him, though, isn't it?
And then he's all of a sudden right back in that role.
Yeah.
With an eye patch.
Taking back, yeah, exactly, with an eye patch, and it didn't really make much sense.
Yeah,
It would have
I
been
don't
nice
understand that.
in a small capacity to have Samuel Jackson's character in Civil War, just to have him in somewhere. You know, maybe just like a joke of like, oh, where's Nick Fury? And he's at home relaxing for once, or
It's
having
sort of a moral compass of it all, isn't
doing
it?
something funny. Yeah.
Like,
So I hopefully
should
it'll
we
be
be doing?
Infinity War and stuff because I really like his character. I missed it this time. I really enjoyed Civil War much more than I did Batman v Superman.
No comparison, really, though.
No, there's no comparison. And I think, as I've said before multiple times, the fact that Marvel have had 8 years, 12 movies
Yeah.
to build up all of these separate characters and all, so you actually care. You care about what's
Yeah.
happening,
And you know them
You
as
know
well.
them, and they relate to things. And it's like Captain America: First Avenger, that first film. They're tying back so strongly to even that film.
Well, they tied back
Years and
to
years
Iron Man
ago.
1, didn't they? 'Cause
Yeah, and
Vision,
Iron Man
Vision
1.
says, oh, since Mr. Stark came out as Iron Man,
Yeah.
the
Yeah,
amount
yeah.
of enhanced humans has gone up exponentially,
And all
as
these-
has the amount of, like, ending crimes or whatever.
All these little
Events.
seeds that they've planted, which, whether intentional or not, they've managed to draw from that, and it's just some really, really smart writing. And I think particularly the Bucky stuff, and how at the end when Iron Man and Captain America are fighting, he's like, I could do this all day, and that's
Yeah, that's
what
right
he does
from in the alleyway.
right in the alleyway.
Yeah.
And just again the Bucky stuff of when they were really close friends. Then they've brought it through, and they've worked that death of Bucky really well into this whole this whole thing. I think it'd be quite cool to have Red Skull back, because he's really menacing.
He what happens to him in the end of Avengers 1?
He sort of gets zapped into the like portal.
Oh,
thing.
and that Tesseract, yeah.
Yeah.
So he basically gets teleported,
Yeah.
I guess.
So you don't know what's
But
really
he's
happened to
just
him.
an evil Captain America, though, isn't he? He's got the same. He's still an enhanced human.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's a Nazi Captain America.
Yeah.
Captain Nazi.
Captain Nazi or
Cartsy.
or
Cartsy.
Führer American. Führer America. Führer
Hail
America.
America.
Führer Deutschland. That's
Josh was just saluting.
just to the listeners there. So,
I was
Nazi
what?
sympathiser there. Just Führer
What?
Deutschland.
No.
Captain America
No.
versus Führer Deutschland. Begin. Fight.
What was I going to say?
Do you think there's been any? Do you think any of the solo
Go on.
Marvel films have been that memorable, other than like Avengers and the ones where they're all together?
Yeah, I love Captain America: First Avenger. I absolutely love that film.
They don't sort of stand out as. I mean, they're good films. They don't stand out as amazing.
Yeah, they
ones
don't
that
stand
you're
out as
gonna remember.
amazing. I think Iron Man 3 was pretty good.
Okay.
That was probably the best one of all the Iron Mans. Yeah.
Richard, what are your top 5? Top
5
3.
Marvel.
Top 3
Other than
Marvel
Marvel.
films.
Are we talking about with the Avengers?
Solo
Everything.
or just
Yeah,
everything?
all 12 films, actually. Yeah, let's go top 4. Go in between.
Top 4. Who picks 4?
Avengers, number 1.
It's a feel-good film. You know, when they all join together at the end and they finally work well as a team. Like, they kind of build up to that one moment.
Yeah, and they killed all those civilians in the process. Lovely.
Yeah,
It's
but
good,
that
isn't it?
or world death, everyone dies. I mean, there's no question, really. Let's kill 100,000 people to save 6 billion. Okay. I'll do it.
Ooh,
Sounds
Iron
like
Man
a bit of an
3.
evil master man coming in there.
Iron Man 3.
Iron Man 3 is number 2. Probably Captain America Civil War is number 3. I was going to say 4 too, but I'm actually going to say Ant-Man. So I really liked Ant-Man.
Yeah.
Tom?
Winter Soldier, Civil War, First Avenger. Yeah, Thor.
4-1 was a solid film. I mean, it had Kenneth Branagh directing it.
Gilderoy Lockhart.
Went to school not far from where we were recording this podcast.
Yeah, I do like Ant-Man because it was a new hero.
It was funny.
Had
as
a
well.
lot of humour in it.
Yeah,
It was very funny.
got Ant-Man. So Ant-Man as I'm gonna say Ant-Man 4. First Avenger. So Captain America.
Ant-Man is number 4 or
Ant-Man
and
as
then
my
Thor?
4th favourite.
Okay.
Fourth. There we go. Ant-Man is 4th.
Yeah.
Captain America First Avenger is 3rd. Winter Soldier 2nd. Civil War 1st.
Okay.
I'm going to say that for you, Civil War and Winter Soldier are in 1 and 2. You fucking love Winter Soldier.
Yeah.
Winter Soldier is brilliant though.
Yeah, Winter Soldier is my number
Yeah,
1.
that's probably the best critically acclaimed Marvel film, isn't it?
Winter Soldier number 1, Civil War number 2, Iron Man 3.
Civil War number 2. Oh right, yeah.
In
sorry.
Is
number
that
2.
Iron Man 3 in 3 or Iron Man in
Iron Man 3 in number 3.
There we go.
In my
Iron
number
Man
3
3.
spot.
And then 4-4.
number
Thor.
Number 4, my 4th
Thor.
slot. That's tricky.
What's the worst one?
4th slot will
Incredible
probably
Hulk.
go to...
What? Iron Man 2 is worse than that.
I'm going to say Ant-Man as well.
Yeah.
Because it was just... Those films, Civil War, Iron Man 3, Winter Soldier and Ant-Man, they all have such a unique tone and funny tone, whereas I'm not a big fan of Joss Whedon. And what he did with Avengers 1 and 2, they were just a bit... Especially number 2.
Yeah. I preferred Avengers
I didn't
1.
like how they felt, and it was just all a bit all over the place, and I was like...
But then the thing I liked about the first Avengers is that the film was building up to that kind of peak of them finally getting together, working really well as a team, and building everyone's strengths and weaknesses.
Yeah, and there wasn't much build up for Age of Ultron.
Yeah, so that's what I didn't like. But then what I did like is that they were already a team, and you got to kind of see that throughout the film. You weren't waiting for that to happen. You weren't waiting to see the Avengers. They were there. And I'm a big fan of the whole CGI shit. So Ultron was pretty cool. But back to Civil War.
Yes. Main
What are your
topic.
thoughts on Black Panther? As as
dull.
Prince T'Challa and as
I
the
was gonna say,
suit,
what were your thoughts on
Or
Black
King
Panther
T'Challa.
as Prince Charming?
Prince Charming. Yeah. What do you think of him?
I think
as
he's
the
a
person?
solid character. I don't know if he'll be able to carry a whole film by himself.
Really cool.
I'd like to see an origin story.
I don't know
Sorry.
how much they need to go into an origin story, considering that they already showed a lot of him, in his prime, and also that part of where he's talking to Black Widow is like, in our culture, and he talks a little bit.
Yeah, it would be nice if they, for the solo film, even if they had like a 15-minute flashback or something.
Yeah.
Something that would help people that don't know. I mean, I'm not too familiar with Black Panther and how he gets his powers.
Just a bloke, isn't he?
Yeah, but just
he was
very
just
fit.
He was just a man filled with anger
I can
for
run
most of
faster
it.
than a car.
And how when
Is it Usain Bolt?
is it Clint? He's like,
Yeah.
oh, I'm Clint, by the way. He's like, I don't care, and it wasn't supposed to be funny. It was just he doesn't care.
Yeah.
Poor old Captain America. He's got this adamantium. No,
Vibranium.
vibranium shield,
It's all the same.
And
I
he
don't know why there's two impenetrable metals in the
Yeah.
Marvel universe.
and he thinks it's the last bit of vibranium on the planet, and then here comes
Old Wakanda King.
Kunda King, suit of
The reason
Suit of
why
adamantium.
the reason why there are
suit
two
of adamantium.
Oh,
Vibranium.
Fuck. Shit. Fuck.
the reason why there are two is because of the licensing issues and the fact
Yeah.
people in Marvel Universe aren't called mutants, they're called enhanced.
Yeah.
And vibranium is vibranium.
But they are enhanced because they weren't born that way.
Yeah. Sure.
What happens if they were born that
Right.
way?
Even though
Smarty
Scarlet Witch
pants.
and Quicksilver were technically born that way.
And they are
And they are
X-Men
mutants,
characters.
yeah.
Smarty pants, alright.
And the
yeah.
Quicksilver in X-Men is much better than Quicksilver
Oh,
in
yeah.
Avengers.
Yeah.
Much better.
Holy shit. His
Probably-
accent is believable as well.
I'm just glad that they killed them off in
Killed him off
Avengers
pretty
2, to be
quickly,
fair.
yeah. What's weird is if you watch Godzilla,
Don't see that coming.
Godzilla came out the same year as Age of Ultron, didn't it? And the
I
characters that played,
oh yeah.
yeah, the characters that played Quicksilver and Scarlet Witch were husband and wife in Godzilla.
Mm-hmm.
So it was like, ooh,
Were they?
bit of Luke and Leia
Yeah.
thing going on here.
Or was it the other Olsen twin? 'Cause of course
No,
they
it was
do.
that Olsen.
No,
No,
she's not the twin.
Yeah,
she's
she's
the
not the
older
twin.
sister.
Oh.
No, she's the younger sister.
Oh, is she?
Oh, what?
Was it Elizabeth Olsen?
Yeah.
And it's Mary Kate and Ashley Olsen are the
Yeah,
twins.
I think she's the younger sister.
I thought she was older.
Oh.
You're wrong. So Elizabeth Olsen is
Well, there
who
are
plays
three.
Scarlet Witch,
Googling it.
but she's not a twin. She's
Yeah,
a
three
sibling.
Olsens.
Yeah. Mary Kate and Ashley are the twins.
What about Jimmy?
And then, brilliant.
Superman.
Wrong universe.
I've been reading Superman, so I got that reference.
Well, that's the only way you got
He's,
it.
he's got a watch. He has Jimmy Olsen.
to beat
I don't
for
like-
Superman.
I
Okay,
don't like
moving
Jimmy
on.
Olsen.
So, Black Panther, I really liked at the end when he's sort of like, I'm done with having rage consume me,
Vengeance.
vengeance
Yeah.
consume me.
He's just
And
saying
like,
that though,
you know,
'cause as soon as Captain America
living
leaves,
and not done with you yet.
I'm gonna slit Winter Soldier's throat.
What
I'm
did all of
freezing.
you think about Zemo as a villain?
So I don't know much about him anyway, but I didn't really like the actor.
He's very different in the comics.
Actually, let me just. Fuck's sake! Landed right on my phone as well. I'm surprised nothing smashed. Let me just find a picture of him quickly.
Because Zemo in the comics, he wears a purple hood, and he's a bit more villainous. I think he's a part of Shield or Hydra. Sorry.
I just saw him as a character that the actor played in the film Rush.
So he literally wears a purple
Nicky
sock over
Lauda. I
his
just
face.
kept on seeing him as Nicky Lauda.
Pretty much.
It looks like, you know those socks that you get that have the really thick like thread
Yeah.
lines. Yeah, it looks like that he's stretched over his head. So Zemo, I mean, that wouldn't have fit in, like the whole bright colours
No.
and shit doesn't fit in with the whole how they're doing all the films nowadays. But I wasn't a big fan of the character or the actor.
I like
It was
the
quite
actor.
poor. I wasn't really overly impressed. He's a bit fucking pansy, really, because he was like, they killed my family, so I'm gonna let them kill each other. It's like, cool, good.
I think it's smart how they introduced a villain that isn't center stage, because who needed to be center stage is Iron Man and Captain America, because it was they were at the heart of things. If you had a villain who was then in between that, they would just work together to be
Yeah,
a
well,
villain.
yeah. So that is how it all plays out, though.
So the fact that he was so underlining, there were times at which I didn't quite know
Sorry.
what his intentions were. You know, like you you saw in the room that thing in his cupboard when he was getting food served to him. You were
Yeah.
like,
what
is
that served no relevance.
It
It was
was
like,
just like-
oh, don't let her in because she might see my
Yeah, she
electronic
might-
contraption
Yeah.
that could heal billions or it could kill millions. We no idea what it does.
It was a EMP.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, well, you
Yeah.
realised that afterwards. But
Oh.
that first shot, you're
Oh
like,
yeah, exactly.
what the fuck is
Yeah.
that? Like, why can't she see that? Why is it important that she doesn't come into the room?
And I think a lot of it was based on coincidence, and timing, and how he, package delivered just when he's opposite Winter Soldier doing
Also,
the
yeah,
thing.
that obviously was meant to happen, but still, it was a bit.
I do like though how it was all underlining, and I think it's nice how he's still alive, because I'm hoping this will be a villain that does grow over the next few films and potentially becomes this purple-headed
Sock wearing guy.
sock-wearing asshole.
Yeah, they might be able to pull it off if it was, maybe not as bright. Obviously, a lot of the comic book, the heroes, their outfits are horrendously bright.
I have faith.
Like Captain America in Avengers. That was very bright, that costume.
I have faith in the Russo brothers. They are the best, by far, best Marvel directors. Winter Soldier and Civil War under their belt already.
But are they
now
going
they're
to
doing Infinity War?
Are they going to
Part 1
do what the directors of The Matrix did and become the Russo sisters?
Maybe they will.
The Wachowski
Sisters.
sisters.
They've
What?
both become women. Well,
Weren't they?
don't know.
They were brothers, weren't they?
Yeah.
Well, now
then
they're
one of them
sisters.
changed, and then the other one's changed this year, I think.
So
That's strange.
I wasn't understanding that, because I saw the sisters. I was like, oh, I thought they were guys. Weird.
They
what?
were.
They were the Wachowski brothers, and then the Wachowski
the
siblings, and now the
fuck?
Wachowski sisters.
That's so strange.
Jesus, I didn't know any of that. Weird. So yeah, Civil War. Civiling it up.
Train of thought has gone. What were we talking about?
We were talking about the Russo brothers. We were also talking about the villain, Zemo.
Yes, Zemo. So it'd be nice if, perhaps he, as you said, did maybe progress and grow into a slightly better villain, and did have a bit more of a costume. I wouldn't mind if he had a purple hood. If it was like dumbed down, how they I can't give an example, but yeah, like Captain
Midnight
America's
Purple.
outfit. Captain America's outfit of this more kind of faded, like darker, rusty colours.
So they're so colourful and garish.
Yeah. So instead of the bright purple, there's like more of a darker, subtle purple.
Yeah.
It would be cool if he had some kind of outfit, and it could be that his face was scarred by something. I don't know.
Yeah, no, actually,
reason.
that's the thing that happens in the comics. Apparently, with Zemo, his face is scarred like by acid or
So similar
something.
to like Crossbones in this film,
Uh,
has faces all.
Crossbones died. That's the character that died.
yeah,
He died pretty
Crossbones
much
did
instantly.
die.
Yeah, but he's a dick though.
I did-
because he's the guy from the.
He's quite
from
cool, though.
Winter Soldier. That's a twat.
I did like his introduction. Really good music, and it was quite.
Yeah, we're
He's
punching.
here,
He was meant to kill Captain America, though.
That would have happened quite early on in the film.
In the,
But he nearly
in
did
the
kill
comics,
him.
he does kill him
but-
afterwards.
Well, he nearly
after
killed him,
Civil War.
didn't he?
It's not going to happen now.
There are a few things, Tom, weren't there, that you weren't too happy about, and I weren't too happy about.
Copy a boot.
That I wasn't too happy about either.
Little
For
things.
instance, the water with
Drowning
the man
scene.
hanging upside down with his head his mouth and nose nowhere near the
Yeah.
water.
Yeah, so his head was in the basin.
Maybe he just decided to lower himself a little bit further.
Yeah, well, no, his head was in the basin, and obviously the water was filling up slowly. So at the beginning, you can't get a sense of where the water level will be because there's no shot that lines up like the edge of the basin to his face. But then obviously the water starts going more, and then eventually he's like, go to hell. So he turns the water on loads, and then the water starts flowing over the edge of the basin.
And the limit
he's-
is just below his
Yeah,
nose.
it's just because he's leaning. If he's like upside down, so he's leaning forward, so his nose and mouth are out of the water. But even if he just hung down, it wouldn't go. It would go above his nose, but it'd be in between his
He
nose
had
and
to
his
lean
mouth.
his head back so that
Yeah, he'd have
drown.
to. If he wanted to drown, he'd have to do it himself and lean back.
Which he did in the film for some reason.
It's just
He also could
retarded.
have just lifted his head out and rested it on the basin.
Yeah, exactly. And then just waited, got some strength, and then pulled himself up. Yeah, I thought that was a bit ridiculous. Also, the one bit that we've all discovered that Falcon can't count. So
Yeah.
Captain America says, "I spy 7 hostiles." Falcon flies down, does
That's
a
why
double
7
kick.
hostels. He was looking for a good cheap place to stay.
Yeah, hostiles. And then Falcon flies down, does this really cool swirly spin kick, kicks 2 guys out of the way. That makes 5 hostiles, and then takes out a 3rd guy. That makes 4 left, and he goes, "I count 5." Then Captain America takes that one and goes, "I count 4." No, you're down to 3 now, not 4. So yeah, Falcon can't count.
They're not super good at maths.
They're not super good at maths at all. They're just super good at kicking ass.
I find that bit quite cool when Black Widow's in the truck and the guy just drops the grenade in.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck.
And she survives unscathed. I mean, even with her body in a way, her head would still be ringing. Her ears would be ringing,
Yeah. But what was the other bits that were... so it was those 2 bits. What else was there?
I can't remember. I really like the filming at the beginning with Black Widow, and she's running through the stalls and the camera's following
Yeah.
all the way. She's doing the flips and everything like that.
Yeah, they're very cool
That's
shots.
done really well.
And with the little, with Red Wing, Falcon's little buddy.
Yeah, that was done really, really well
He's
as
cute.
well.
Go on, tell him. Then my
I
favourite
think
scene...
he says pet him.
Yeah, pet him.
He's cute, go on, pet him.
Oh, I thought it said tell him. Oh, still funny.
Yeah.
I think my favourite scene by far is the bit where you first see Black Panther in his suit, and he starts chasing down Bucky.
He's just getting shot by the helicopter. It's like,
Yeah, so they're fighting, which is awesome. A really good fight scene, and the helicopter just comes in, and he just stands and looks up, and it just hits him. He's like, "What?"
I think the best person in a suit was Vision. Dressed up in his...
I didn't like that.
dressed up as a journalist.
Dressed up as like
Yeah.
some German journalist. Yeah, I didn't. He looked like a dad. He had the
He
jumper
did.
with the shirt, and yeah, I didn't like that. When he can change his clothes anyway, he could just put something cool on.
He looks like a dad and he's meant to be flirting with Scarlet Witch.
Yeah, that was because when they hook up in the
I
comics,
don't think this is paprikash.
Paprikash. But no, the scene when Bucky's then running from Black Panther and Captain America is chasing Black Panther, and the 3 of them are just running past all these cars.
Must have been so hard to do logistically.
Yeah,
they
but
must
it's
have.
the first time you really get, because if you know that they're fast, because it's hinted at that they're all they're enhanced. They are faster, stronger, better. That's the first time you really kind of get a bit more of a sense of how fast they are. Like the cars maybe gone like 40 miles an hour, so they're probably running at 50 miles an hour.
I think they just got the cars to drive at 5 miles per hour and have
Yeah.
the guys run past them.
And just have the cameras go like this and go left and right a lot. But no, I thought it was an awesome scene.
That's what I'm imagining. They have the cars going really slowly. They had the guys running, and then they sort of speed up at just the right frame.
And that was clever cameraing because they never had just a shot of people just running past. So they always had the cameras like moving quickly left or right and like over the top or underneath and stuff. So you can't get quite a sense of how fast the cars are actually going. That was my favourite scene by far.
I'm gonna drop a red and blue bombshell on this. Spider-Man.
Spooderman.
The 6th time we've seen him in a film, and yet the freshest ever.
Yep, best
The
time.
best time.
Just give me Tobey Maguire.
Nah.
What?
Give me 40-year-old Tobey Maguire as Spider-Man.
Tom Holland. Oh my god.
No,
he,
like-
was,
no,
on the head.
he was by far the best part of that movie.
Yeah.
And it's so lucky that they
Cracked
managed
it.
to get him in last minute, because if they hadn't, the movie would have been I would think it would have fallen flat a lot more. It's just he's just so good, and that relationship between Tony Stark and Spider-Man is just, and they just breeze past everything, they don't
He came
have to have
across
that
as a bit of a
origin.
kiss ass, though, to Iron Man. I suppose he would.
Oh yeah,
But it was
because
always
Iron Man's
like-
kind of like hired him, and he's only a kid.
It's like, oh, Iron Man, let me do
Yeah,
this.
that's what he's supposed to be in. Like when he's fighting with the Avengers, he's like, "You got a metal arm? That is so cool, dude!"
Yeah. Yeah, no, I really, Tom Holland hit the nail on the head there.
You guys almost met him.
We did at the Black Ops 3 launch party
Well,
in
we were
London.
standing next to him.
We walked straight past him, literally right in front of him, to grab some
Seriously.
energy drink, and then walked back home. Went
yes.
I guess your spider senses weren't tingling.
home. No, that's
No, they
terrible,
weren't.
Richard. You should never become a stand-up. Like, Jesus Christ.
We did. We walked straight past. I looked at him and went, "Random YouTuber."
Tom fucking Holland. There's only
Now
one we're
an
like 15
A-lister.
minutes away.
Spider-Man, random YouTuber.
Yeah. Yeah. But no, he did really well. Really, really good.
He's just so refreshing. When he left, I was like, "Oh,
Yeah.
I want more of him.
Yeah,
I want
well,
more
Homecoming.
of Spider-Man."
Homecoming. We'll get it. And by that point here, we'll be like 30 years old, so it'll probably shit. But
Oh man,
When's him coming out? Early.
July next year.
So he'll be 21 when that comes out.
Still very young.
Because he's my age.
Oh.
Oh, he stinks.
Cute.
Oh. It just
He's
every time
younger than me, and he's Spider-Man. Fuck you, Tom
I
Holland.
just love how they breeze past all the things. They don't need the origin. He's like, I've been doing this 6 months.
Most people know how even people that don't know comics know who Spider-Man is.
And how Tony Stark just sort of brings up all the stuff of the
Was hitting on
footage
his arm.
of him doing all the stunts and all that stuff. And
So, well, you saw that on YouTube, right?
yeah,
Because people can
I'll stop
make
it.
that.
140 pounds at 40 miles an hour. It's not easy, all this other stuff. And
Yeah.
it's, it just plays together so well. And you just sort of sit next to him, and all these jokes and interchange, and he sort of just puts his hand on his shoulder.
Yeah, that was really good. Really, really good.
I've got homework. You can't pull me out of. I'm going to
Yeah.
pretend I didn't hear that.
Yeah.
I think they managed to get across his powers quite well and his limitations. Like when he was holding up the airplane transport tube thing, when it falls in.
Bridge.
She was saying, he is one of the stronger characters there. He's just not as experienced.
Yeah. No, yeah. You. Oh, fuck. Yeah. Because you don't really get a sense of. I never realised quite how strong Spider-Man is. But obviously, that scene with the car and the bus, and what you said about the kind of transport bridge for the planes, and also when Winter Soldier punches them with the metal arm, and he kind of goes and just bends it out, and you can see that Tom Holland is just obviously a skinny guy, which he's meant to be, but he just kind of pulls it out. It was awesome. Really cool. Really like Spider-Man.
I think Paul Rudd introduced probably the most comedic value to it.
He also had the most awesome moment of the film where he becomes
It was
big.
high for that. Yeah, that was.
I
so
never
happy they were
really
big.
thought how they were going to introduce Ant-Man into the Marvel Universe and how they were going to make it look good or funny or anything like that. I was like, Ant-Man. They really pulled it off, not only in the Ant-Man movie, but introducing him into everyone else, and now it's like, Captain America! Oh my god, I'm shaking your hand too long. Oh, it's you. You're great.
Hey, I know you. You're great. And when he picks up the shield, I believe this is yours, Captain America. No, it's good. One thing, it's probably a stupid question, but in Ant-Man, halfway through, he has to steal the little brick thing, which turns out wasn't in a warehouse, is at the Avengers compound.
Yeah.
Did they do that fight with Falcon so that they could bring him into Civil War? Was that
Yeah, I think
Basically.
future-proofing?
sort of
Okay.
set up.
Yeah.
And how at the end of the movie it's like,
Yeah,
this
he's
one
like-
guy said this
Yeah.
guy who did that. Oh, there's a guy who swings. There's a guy who does this. Which one do you want about it? And then he's like, I know a guy. I'll get
Yeah.
him.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
can
that's
just
really cool.
imagine this big blueprint of things, all the different movies at different, with strings and little pins
Yeah.
going to different things. Going,
It'd be-
we'll put this here, and this
it'd
will
be
be
huge.
correlated to
Yeah,
him.
it looks like a spider web.
Yeah,
Dum, dum,
we
dum.
need Spider-Man in here.
Did you stay past the credits?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. What
both?
Did you think?
Disappointed.
What did you think of that Spider-Man bit? As in the meaning behind it?
And he's got a logo.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course, there were 2 post-credit scenes this time.
First one was pretty lame.
That's
It's
quite
set
cool.
for a Black Panther movie, which I'm just not excited for.
I am. I like Black Panther. He's now on par with my top favourite MCU.
I think in the Russo brothers, I don't know if they have much part in how the marketing's played, but with the trailers and everything, it just seems to be really well crafted, and it seems to be a love letter to Marvel fans, really, because a lot of the trailers were altered heavily, like those scenes in the movie were altered heavily.
Yeah, they're completely different.
Like the bit when Cap is running through the building and he's being shot by crossbones with the explosive grenade launcher.
Yeah.
There's a longer scene of him running and the explosion sort of hitting him from the side of when it's in sort of slow motion and his legs sort of,
What,
if you-
in the trailer?
If you see one of the trailers, you'll
The one bit
see
that
that
stuck
part.
in my head was when they do the lineup, essentially,
Yeah.
of the 2 teams. So they go down Team Iron Man, and obviously Spider-Man stood there second in line.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas in the trailer, he's not there, and that's replaced by Scarlet Witch. She's
It's the same-
no, Black Widow. Sorry.
It was the same for Ant-Man. At one of the trailers.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden his
Ant-Man.
new suit and everything was introduced.
That Ant-Man was in a mall, he's just really small, so you couldn't see him.
Yeah,
That's true.
yeah. He's always there. He's right here now.
Paul
Rudd,
Hello,
everyone.
Ant-Man.
Oh my god, when he's in Iron Man's suit. He's
Yeah.
like, oh, I'm your subconscious. We haven't spoken
it's
in
like,
a while.
Wait, who's talking? Oh, it's just your subconscious. We haven't spoken in a while.
He actually says conscience.
All right, Mr.
'Cause
Anal.
that's where the joke comes from. Because subconscious is something else, and conscience is like, oh, we haven't spoken in a while, because he's making dubious decisions.
Okay.
So that's the joke.
Good.
And you
There
said,
go.
I'm a bad stand-up.
I'm not laughing, and Josh is doing it out of pity. Richard's face is like, fucking kill me now, when's this over?
And just the fact there were 2 post-credit scenes, it's like what people have come to expect, of course, with Marvel. And they're like, you know what, we'll put 2 in there.
The best one, though, the
we
best
love
post-credit scene was Deadpool. When he's there, like,
just-
what are you guys still doing here?
Hey,
It's
Go
the
home.
saddest thing.
go home. There's nothing else to
I think that was a rip-off of Ferris Bueller's Day Off. Not a rip-off, a homage to... Homage
An homage.
to
Oh,
Ferris
man.
Bueller's Day Off.
I've never seen that.
But the
Good film.
so the first thing was obviously the Black Panther bit, and the second one after the entire credits rolled was of Tom Holland, Peter
Spooderman.
Parker, Spootle,
Spooderman.
Peter Parker, and his little hologram watch thing. See, I thought that was a hint at saying like he gets to keep the Stark tech, and that will lead on to the next film because obviously that had already been announced that Homecoming was coming.
Do you think Homecoming will centre around...
I think it's all about Peter Parker trying to get a date to Homecoming. That's what the entire
yeah,
film's
do you
about.
think that's
A
what it could
date
be?
to what?
The homecoming dance and
So it
things.
said Iron
And
Coming.
do you
I was
think
like, is that the new Iron Man?
that's
like, Homecoming?
where the fight will lead to, the homecoming dance, and all of a sudden,
Yeah.
it's just a simple goal of what the film's about, but all this other crap happening around
Could
it.
be something to do with that.
Where you
Who-
from, kid? Queens. Brooklyn.
I like that scene.
Yeah, it's good.
You got heart, kid. Where are you from? Queens. Queens. Brooklyn.
Queens. Splat. Oh. You
Bit
got
more
hard
red in that
suit.
Yes.
Who would you side with, Captain America or Iron Man, after
America.
seeing their
Captain
arguments?
Captain America.
America. Captain.
Iron Man came across as Batman did, and Batman Superman just very paranoid.
I'm still on that side anyway because, well, as I said earlier on, like, yeah, they've killed a lot of people, and that mistake with Scarlet Witch at the beginning of the film really solidifies that because you can see the shock that she's
What
just
if-
killed people that weren't even part of it. But I like say in each event, the first Avengers, how many civilians do you reckon die in that? 1,000?
At least five.
Few thousand.
Should we say 5,000?
5,000.
Yeah.
5,000 people probably died in that from all the aliens and shit. Not caused by them, but probably caused by the aliens. If they hadn't done that, there'd be millions and millions dead.
Yeah.
Mm.
So I'm always going to be on that side.
Now, hang on, what if a Hitler comes along and he takes over the UN, and then the Avengers will work for a Hitler, and he's just like, oh, go capture Poland, and then Captain America's like, sure thing, Hitler.
I'd love to hear Captain America.
Red
do that.
Skull just
Sure
takes
thing,
over the
Hitler.
Sokovia Accords.
Yes, that's gonna happen. Iron Man and Red Skull are working together to take over the world.
They could be making a new comic, and that's what Infinity War is all
It's a
about.
buddy comedy with
Infinity-
Red Skull and Iron Man going on a road trip through space,
Trying to find Thor and Hulk.
trying to find Thor and Hulk on their road trip through space.
I really like the smaller scenes. Like, okay, what do you think of young Robert Downey Jr.?
Horrible.
Well done.
Well done,
Good.
but freak me the fuck out.
Yeah. I was kind of like, what is this?
Yeah, I was very confused. It took me a while to realise that it was young him, because I was like, oh, he doesn't have a beard. And I thought maybe he's just changed his appearance. And then when he comes up close to the camera, leans by the door, and I was like, oh no. Something ain't right here, fool.
Weird.
Something is not right at all. I don't know what, but... And then he walks in the background, I was like, oh, thank God.
Yeah, oh, fuck me.
He hasn't had just a change of...
I
Wardrobe.
really like the scene when he's near the lift with the social worker or so, the black
Oh, he
lady.
just grabs her, thinking
Yeah, and
she's
he-
about to pull out a gun.
Yeah, and he's like, oh, sorry,
Occupational hazard.
And he's like, this is my son. And that really hits home. And then when they're all at his house or at the Avengers Park, whatever it's fucking called. And he's like, oh, this is so-and-so. Instead of doing all these things, which I would have done, he decided to build some houses for people in Sokovia.
Yeah.
So we dropped a house on them when we were kicking ass.
But
it really just hit home.
So yeah, it does, and it would if someone came up to you like that. But again, if I was him, I'd think, yeah, okay, I'm sorry that your son's dead, but would you rather one person die, even if it is your son, or the whole world, or millions die?
Yeah, but that's what some evil geniuses have in their mind. It's like, oh, when the
Well, that was what Winter Soldier was about, though, wasn't it? Because they were going to
Yeah.
just
Oh,
they were
yeah,
going to
yeah, yeah.
predict
Yeah,
who
exactly.
could have caused crimes.
exactly.
But
Would you?
But they're-
then
they're-
would you side with them?
no, but they're doing it in advance. They're doing it before the crimes happened. So the Avengers caused
It's a bit like Minority
some
Report.
deaths.
God.
They caused some deaths as the problem is happening, as they're trying to sort the problem. But the whole point of Winter Soldier is that they were doing it in advance. They were going to like almost future-proof the future and say like, well, these people have like a 90% chance of shooting someone, so we should shoot them now. It's like, well, no,
Yeah.
wait till they
Wait until they pull the trigger. Okay, shoot them now.
There's a 1% certainty that. What's the quote? Come on, you do the
There's
quote.
1%. Yeah, there's a 1% chance that you can wipe out the human race. We have to take it as an absolute certainty.
Yeah. Let's kill Captain
Ben
America.
Affleck.
Yeah.
Why do you think Pepper Potts and Iron Man aren't together? Because Gwyneth Paltrow's too busy to film. Probably.
Really?
It's probably just a reason why.
I hope
What's
she
she
comes
in,
back
though?
in the next film, Infinity War.
What would Pepper Potts be in? No, Gwyneth Paltrow. Sorry.
She'll be in what? She'll be in Robert Downey Jr.
Brilliant. No, she won't. No, she'll be in her. No, but where would?
No,
No, but
she'll
what
be in
film?
him.
What films is Gwyneth Paltrow filming? Is she even in anything?
I don't know.
She
Might just not bring him back.
I'm really seeing. Well, it's like Samuel Jackson was like, don't know why I'm not in Civil War.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Probably
Weird.
just couldn't afford him.
Well, there's
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 not
already
really-
so much going on.
There's not really a time when he would have been needed because it's like the Avengers are split in two.
That's a little cameo where he's
Okay.
just like, "What the hell are you guys arguing
Well, yeah,
about?"
I'm just imagining some type of. He's in the Bahamas having a vacation, or they do
No,
a
he
thing
should
like
be
they
in,
did in The Incredibles.
no,
Honey,
no.
where's my super suit? What are you talking about?
No, what does Phil Coulson say is lovely in the first season of Agents of Shield?
Ooh,
It's a lovely place.
Tahiti?
Tahiti?
Was it Tahiti?
Tahiti?
It's one of those places.
If they put Samuel Jackson there,
Because that was like an anagram or something for his. That's where he thought he was when they were bringing him back to life.
well, that's the image they put in
Yeah.
him as they were fixing him.
I think it was Tahiti.
I should go to Tahiti. It's a wonderful place. If they'd somehow put Samuel Jackson in Tahiti with a little nod, I'm like, yes. Not that anyone would know it's Tahiti unless it said, "Welcome to Tahiti." And then I think he's
I know, if
like
he's just on the
Tahiti or
phone.
somewhere.
Yeah, I'm in Tahiti.
Yeah.
I can't be bothered with no fucking Infinity Glove shit
Can't
happening.
bother for
Gauntlet.
no fucking.
He just gets
thing.
zapped by what's his name? Guy with the glove.
He doesn't have the glove yet.
Yeah, who is he?
Thanos.
Thanos.
He's got purple stuff
It
on
is
his face.
Tahiti.
He's got most of the stuff in the glove though. He has the glove.
Does he?
Yeah, I remember in one of the end credits he's like almost there or something.
Oh, he's got the glove.
I think so.
But he's missing many stones.
Well, he's just gonna have to rip it out of Vision.
Vision.
He doesn't have the ether. He doesn't have the Tesseract.
He's not a very good supervillain, is he? Just losing everything.
Yeah, but he's the waiting game.
He's
Playing
losing
the
it to
long
the
game.
Avengers. He's losing it to the Guardians.
So overall, Civil War, pretty damn good movie,
solid
right?
Good. Yeah, solid movie.
Solid good movie.
Yeah,
Thumbs down. I mean up.
yeah. No, it was really good.
And
Soundtrack's good as well.
yeah, soundtrack's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Looking
Didn't
forward
notice
to
Good
Infinity War Part 1 and 2. Part
Mhm.
1 is out May 2018. Part 2 May 2019.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I think they're going to be filming that at the start of next year, 2017. It's an exciting time. And
It
they've got
is.
some great directors on it. And I'm just... it's such a good movie.
Unlike the DC films, who are losing all of their directors.
Yeah, God, DC is a mess.
Well, no one wants to record and
at the
direct that
moment.
stuff.
They've just lost the Flash director, the Aquaman
Probably gonna
directors,
lose James
Green
on
Lantern.
the edge.
Oh no, wait. No,
Green
they.
Lantern, possibly George
Yeah.
Miller, but I
With
just
Ryan
don't know.
Reynolds.
I just don't know what they're gonna do with DC. But that's a whole nother topic.
Yeah.
So
Cover that
if
another
you,
one.
whoever's listening to this, if you have any questions or comments on our Civil War spoilercast, then email us at contact@startreplay.com or just tweet us
Or
at
Facebook.
startreplay. Facebook, but
Send us a video on YouTube.
sure.
Of you asking your questions, and we'll do a similar thing back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or tweet us directly. Josh is at ickbenball. I'm at Mr. Dayden, and Richard is at Root Grapefruit.
Root
9.
Grapefruit 9.
That's the number
That's
9.
Well,
Cool.
thanks
Lovely.
for talking, guys.
Thank you for having us.
Ta-ta for now.
Yep.
Good movie.
Good movie.
Speak to you all
Good chat.
soon.
Bye.
Bye bye.
Bye.